Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Scree gear is more than apparel. It's a tribute to the relentless, the tireless, the true guardians of the wilderness. It's for those who seek not just a game, but a legacy. Not just a sport, but a way of life. In our gear, you're more than a hunter. You're a story, a tradition, a legend in the making. Scree is your journey, your triumph, your success. Join the working man revolution. Success awaits.
All right, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass Podcast with Kevin and Chuck. Today we're going to talk about disappearing. Going off grid, but not just with your utilities, but going off grid with your life. Just no more social security number, just dropping out. Now, the way I see it playing out is something like this. Imagine somebody has such a messed up life that on like Friday, your door stops freaking closing in your pickup truck that you love. No, sure, it's old and tired, but you love it just the same. And you're like, God damn, the hinge is bent. But no matter how many times you tell the kids, they got to keep slamming the damn door and trying to open it, and you're stuck shutting it. So needless to say, you might order a hinge, change it, still doesn't shut because now the latch is so bent out of shape. You're looking at buying a $500 door. That might happen. But then you're all excited about doing your AR-15 podcast, about building your own AR-15, and you have like hundreds of things coming in the mail from UPS, FedEx. It's coming in everywhere. You got scopes, bore sights, router for making 80% lowers, and just everything you can imagine coming in. Drill bits for doing this thing, barrels, everything's coming. And all of a sudden, my UPS guy goes on vacation. And that may not sound like a problem. There's probably someone who might be able to fill in. So I first get, I order from Amazon Prime. I get, you gave us the wrong address, so we couldn't deliver it. And I'm like, well, what the hell? Because it's the same address you delivered to on Monday, and it's Tuesday. So that sounds odd to me. Next day, same thing after I call and give them the right address, whatever. Third day, I get a phone call from UPS going, we can't find your house. And I said, well, wait a minute. I just got a text message that you delivered to my house 1 minute ago. Why don't you call the guy and tell him to turn around? It's the same house. And I lay into the lady, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. You were just there. I call. I fight with people. I come home, and my kid's like, oh, you got a package. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know, from UPS. Did you see the guy? Oh, no, it was FedEx. So I'm like, oh, maybe I yelled at that lady in vain. Maybe I shouldn't have. But the lady's like, yeah, no, we delivered it, but it's not at your house, so we don't know where we delivered it. So I drive around to all my neighbors. Nobody knows nothing. So needless to say, after the podcast, I will be calling UPS again. I'm just saying, if you had a day like that, you may be tempted to pick up your AR-15 and walk into the woods and never be seen again. And this is the podcast where we're going to tell you how to do it and go completely off-grid and disappear. So, Anyway, now that I have my ranting off, everybody got an earful. Now they're all agitated with their coffee. And, guy was just yelling at me. I'm a little worried. So, all right, no problem.
It's all right. It's all right to be angry.
A little angry sometimes. My blood pressure, my hands are probably shaking, a little worked up.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I was excited about doing a podcast and disappearing. Couldn't find the right search terms. Not much came up. There were a few YouTube videos about things, but I downloaded a podcast on how to disappear in the national parks.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Well, that's what I had typed in, was how to disappear, and I think it said disappearing in the national parks. But it turned out they weren't thinking what I was thinking. Because, I was thinking, I heard this story of this guy wanted by the FBI, and he was on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah,
and
no, I remember that guy,
we talked
Rudolph.
about it in a previous podcast, right? So I was like, maybe it's something like that. So they're like, I started listening, and they're like, hundreds of people disappear in the national parks every year. We think it might be Sasquatch. And I'm like, no!
Obviously, Bigfoot.
So,
I was just reading about a lady that disappeared on the Appalachian Trail. They found her remains 2 years later in a journal. She kept all the way through up till she died. She just wandered off the trail and couldn't find it again.
it happens.
Yeah.
And it took a few years, huh?
Yeah.
So, anyway, maybe the National Park Service says, well, we have a lot of scavengers here, and things that if you get hurt or disappear, they'll take care of the body.
You're
and
going
you
to
don't
be
have to worry about it. So I'm thinking maybe that isn't a bad place to go, bad place to hide. Turns out there's a lot of acres in the national parks.
Yeah.
So I think like a third of our country is national parks.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. It's
like a third of Alaska.
I ain't complaining. I like getting out there. I mean, it's a good place to disappear, right? I did a little bit of looking into this because I've never actually had to abandon my life and disappear.
No. Okay.
But I did a little bit of research into it. Turns out you want to plan it out. You got to plan it out ahead of time.
All right.
You want to do it slow, like just kind of ease into it,
Yeah.
Because if you make a big scene about it, then everyone's going to be searching you. Nancy Grace is going to be talking about you on TV. FBI is going to be looking for you. So you just want to phase out of your life.
Okay.
So start with your digital footprint.
Okay.
All your social media and all that sort of stuff.
Gone.
You want to get rid of
phase slowly.
You want to get rid of all your pictures on your Facebook, on any sort of social media.
Now, are we keeping the account active for a while?
Yeah, first keep it active. Just stop posting anything on it.
Right,
and remove pictures of yourself off of it.
Okay.
And then, if your friends ask, say that, Facebook was taking over my life. I've heard it too many times to not seem reasonable, be plausible.
Sounds good. So you cut out of Facebook, that's Twitter, Instagram, all of it.
Right.
Gone.
Right.
All right. So we're not posting, but we still have the account.
You still have the account.
You might even post an update if, depending on your timeline, you're able to work with.
Right.
All right. And slowly, gradually, nothing. Everybody loses interest.
And from there, you want to start. You want to make sure that you don't break any laws. Don't do this to try and get life insurance because.
No.
They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, it turns out life insurance, they're coming.
They're gonna come look for you. They're not gonna want to pay out that $100,000 if they can help it.
Exactly.
If they don't have a death certificate, you're gonna have a hard time.
Right.
You don't want to make a big to-do about it. But I mean, you also have to think about the reasons that you might want to disappear. Are you a criminal? Are you does your spouse beat you?
Ooh.
Don't take your kid with you because that's kidnapping and they're kind of going to come looking for you.
All right.
The real trick to this is you want nobody to be interested in looking for you.
Mm.
So after you get rid of your Facebook,
okay.
After you get rid of your, I guess MySpace isn't even real anymore.
How are we segueing out of our job?
Oh, stack up your cash. Stack up your cash. Off the bat.
All right.
Cancel your electricity if you got to, but stack up your money.
Okay.
You're going to need big cash.
Big cash.
Big cash.
All right. Now, John Rambo just kind of rolled into town, knapsack, Army coat.
He was already a homeless guy. He was already missing.
He was, whatever. But I mean,
I'm not
he didn't
Rambo,
have a lot
though.
of cash. He did have the cash to go to the diner.
That's true, but he only
When
got
he showed
coffee.
up, he's like, I'm just looking for a diner. Well, he just got coffee, and he probably found that on the way, like some quarters and All right.
Look under vending machines. If you just need coffee, check under vending machines.
I
People
got
drop
to tell you,
quarters
one
all
of the
time.
things I do whenever I go do a repair in like the coin-operated laundry, I never freaking have all the quarters I need to freaking run it. They're like $2 or something, and they're not that easy to, whatever. You got to have some quarters. Is the bottom line. I always just move the dryer a little bit. I get 2 or 3, move the washer 2 or 3, start looking around.
So that's the spot.
Then
for
I
quarters,
open up the lint filter. There's another $5 in quarters in there, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. And as always, that happened to me probably 3 days ago. I was like, oh, I need some quarters. What am I gonna do? So
that's the spot.
That's the the hot spot. You just have to move. Nobody wants to move just because they're afraid of what they might see.
Yeah, there's gross stuff under there.
Yeah, no, it's always pretty rough. So all right,
that's where I keep my pet spiders, is under my washing machine.
Exactly, I saw some the other day actually.
Yep.
Anyway, we save up our cash. We're getting ready. We're basically slowing down with the bank account. Whatever.
Right.
Now, what do? We go in and close it when we leave our job?
Just leave a few bucks in there.
Leave it dormant?
Just leave it open. Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
It'll kind of take care of itself. You start getting those letters after 1.5 years. But they don't, really try and find you. It's been my experience, because the kids have some bank accounts, and they're like, oh, you haven't deposited any money in 6 months. And because of that, we're going to turn your account over to the state if you don't contact us in 5 days.
What might be good though is maybe have one of those checking accounts where they charge you a monthly fee.
Okay.
Because I had one of those.
That's just fun.
I was checking my credit report.
Yes.
And one of the bad marks on my credit was a bank account that I closed.
Yes.
But had not been closed.
Yes.
So they're just adding on fees. Kept it active because they were still hoping to get that money back.
They were ready.
Nobody said nothing to me about it.
No.
I ended up owing them $2.80 or something.
Oh.
I mean, after I worked it out with them. But apparently owing somebody $2.80 is a bad mark on your credit report if it goes more than a couple years.
You brought shame. Yep. No, so, all right. Bank account.
Don't plan on keeping your car.
Okay. So car insurance, any registration, any of that?
Yeah, I would take the pink slip of your car. If you want to get rid of a car, it's not that difficult.
No.
Take the pink slip, leave it in the glove box, leave your keys in there, doors unlocked, windows open, and you know where to park it.
Yeah,
I know where to park it.
All right.
Wherever it is by you that you know where to park it and get it stolen.
All right.
You know where to go. So ditch the car.
We could sell this car for some extra cash.
You could sell the car, but then people would know you didn't have a car.
Oh.
You gotta if you think people are gonna be looking for you, gotta leave some false leads out there.
Okay.
And if somebody steals your car, they're not gonna be advertising that they have your car and your plates. They're gonna chop it up and it's gonna be sold for parts.
All right. Now I was thinking, are we taping our cell phones to the neighborhood dog and let them go?
That doesn't sound like a bad idea, honestly. But how long does your battery last?
Well, right, but that dog's going to keep it going until it does.
And
they're going to be like, well, the last
stick
trace we have of them.
Stick it under somebody's bumper.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, credit cards, you hear that all the time. You don't even want them in your wallet.
Right.
If they have the RFID chips,
just ditch them. Get them out of your...
You want them gone no matter what. But make sure you don't even physically have them.
Right. You don't want to even be tempted that you can use it if you're in a pinch.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Danger.
Get rid of your credit cards. Get rid of your phone.
Yeah.
And when you're talking to your friends before this happens, lie. Lie. And
so now tell me a backstory. What are we setting up to our friends? How are we telling the people that we interact with every day? Maybe work. So are we like, hey, my aunt's sick up in Utah, and I think I'm gonna have to go up there and take care of her for a while, and maybe drop that with our friends, and then we disappear. Obviously, probably not to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we kind of lay out some
don't
groundwork.
give them the lead, right?
Right, but, I mean, we have to lay out some groundwork so that they're not, oh, Jim's gone, and then start asking.
Right, just disappeared.
Whereas Jim moved up to his aunt in Utah or something. I don't know how it's going to work out, how long he'll be taking care of her, so we may not see Jim again.
Right.
And then they forget about you because they only looked up from their iPod for a minute.
Right.
And then, whatever. You're not even sending me tweets. I don't even remember who the hell you are.
I don't even know what your voice sounded like or what you look like.
All right.
All your pictures are gone off of your thing.
So off the grid, so we're not... Now, we don't want to get tagged in our friends' Facebook photos, all the obvious. We don't want to, be showing up.
And if somebody is looking
pictures.
for you, you don't want them to be able to find your pictures.
Right, that's what I mean. Because somehow Facebook, Jim Smith or...
Yeah,
or
I get
whatever.
tagged and stuff all the time. And I don't even know what that's about, man. I haven't been on Facebook in about a year and a half.
Yeah. Now, so, yeah. All right, what else?
It's about the extent of my research.
Your
but
research.
I mean, you want to think about where you're going to go before you go there.
Well, all right. So we have a plan. We're going to head somewhere. Now, how are we going to survive when we get there? Let's talk about working.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously it does take some money to exist. I mean, you could be straight backwoods guy.
Right.
If you're willing to live in a tent, you go in a climate where that's possible all year long.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to our episode on foraging. You listen to, obviously, you're going to have to find a way to download the Survival and Basic Badass podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's a given.
Yep.
But once you have that set up, you got, all right, foraging. Maybe you're going on preppingbadass.com, checking out the articles there.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But, all right, so you know how to basically eat off the land. You know about trapping because you decided to wait until April
we do a
when
trapping
I do that
episode.
And then you're going to know about trapping.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to already have an AR-15 because in the next couple of weeks you're going to find out how to build it and set it up yourself.
Right. And most of these skills you'll learn pretty quickly as you're out in the wilderness and your beard starts to grow in. These will just be natural skills.
Once the longer the beard gets, the more skills you're going to have. I mean, that's a given.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got that. So you might, all right, there's one scenario where you just go straight woodsman. Maybe you are hiking the Appalachian Trail, trying not to get in group photos all the time.
Right.
All right. National parks.
Right. There's a lot of places in national parks that are so far outside of a regular thing that you could build a basic.
Oh yeah.
Build a basic.
I believe that George Soros owns about half of Montana, and I believe you could. He
doesn't go in half of Montana all the time, huh?
Yeah, it turns out he set up some kind of weird twisted trust where nobody can ever build on it again or whatever. He just wanted to control as much land as he could.
He's gonna have to try and stop me.
Yeah, exactly. So come and find me, George. I'm hiding, and you don't.
And I've got a beard.
A beard, you're gonna blend right in. He won't know. Is it Sasquatch?
Right, it could be Sasquatch.
He gets too close.
Uh-huh.
Damn, it was Sasquatch.
Uh-huh.
And that's the end.
And that's it. Game over.
Game over. So, all right, but maybe I'm not quite committed to being bushcraft master.
Right.
Maybe I want to.
Maybe sometimes you like to get pedicures.
I don't know if we're going that far, but all right. So we're not going straight bushcraft, maybe.
Right.
Nothing wrong with straight bushcraft. After the week I had, I'm thinking straight bushcraft. I'm going in the woods, gonna come back, the beard's gonna be even longer, you won't even know. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I might get some sunglasses, I'll look like Phil from Duck Dynasty. Who knows what the hell could happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But, possible scenarios. All right, what types of jobs are we getting if we're the guy who works for cash? Let
me tell you one reason why you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump.
Okay, I
feel
a little blindsided here, but let's go there.
There's about 50,000 people in here that have no Social Security number that work.
All right. We vote for Donald Trump. How do those numbers look?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
All right.
The wall is 10 foot higher now. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, but Hillary says that she's going to give them all citizenship. So they also have Social Security.
So we can't vote for either of them now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or we need to go off the grid and do all our work in the next 8 months, whatever.
Yeah. Gary Johnson, he's the libertarian.
Libertarian. You know who I looked up? I was looking. I know we're getting off task here, but...
Sorry, we'll come back.
You guys will wait. We'll come bringing it back around. All right. So, anyway, I'm listening. I think Glenn Beck or something was interviewing all the libertarians. And, so you can pick out... And I'm like, oh, there's got to be somebody that I like for the libertarians. I'll find my guy. And they had, I think his name is John McAfee, but the McAfee antivirus guy.
Oh,
He's running as a libertarian.
That guy always seemed like an asshole to me.
Turns out he's a freaking nutbag. And I'm like, oh, this guy sounds awesome. And then I start listening, and I'm like, dude, you're crazy. So apparently, his whole thing is like, well, I moved to Belize, and then I started a business, and somehow the Belize government was like, if you don't donate $2 million to us, you're going to have problems. And then he had a bunch of dogs and craziness on his property, and the Belize military came on his property, shot all his dogs. Apparently there's an article in Wired magazine or something. I don't know. And it was Newsweek, whatever. But if you search him in Belize, you're going to find the article. And they came and killed his animals and whatever. And then they showed up at his property the next day. And we're like, oh, that was a mistake. We didn't even mean to do that. But did you want to make that donation? Because we could take that donation if you wanted to give it. And he's like, fuck that. I'm not doing it. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, now shoot my dog. You're in trouble, man.
So, I don't know. Maybe Belize is not all it's cracked
not
up
the
to
place.
be. Maybe this McAfee guy's a little
Well, have you
than...
ever seen a picture of him? Terrifying.
He's
Terrifying.
a little rough.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper.
And
He looks like the Crypt Keeper got married to Hillary Clinton, had a baby, and she had an abortion. That's what he looks like.
that's bad. So, anyway, type of jobs. Actually, I think we're going to kind of get to an episode on kind of off-the-grid jobs, so you'll be able to refer to that if you're listening to this in the past. Otherwise, you're just going to have to be patient. Maybe start planning out your escape.
Yeah.
And then
shut down your Facebook right now and work into it.
Now, the some of the off-the-grid jobs, though, we just mentioned in the foraging, collecting mushrooms are a possibility. Cutting firewood, definitely a possibility of, an option you might have. I don't know how you're selling
Those national forests have tons of firewood.
You can do it. What are the ones where they find diamonds all over the ground or something? I always hear the stories. Oh, I'm going looking for diamonds.
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to go to Africa, I thought.
No, the national parks have them just laying on the ground out there.
Oh, you just go collect
Googly
them?
It.
Collect them up in a bag?
Give it a googly. You'll find it. So, anyway, I heard something about that. But, you're dishwashing, they're kind of low rent. You're not going to get into the prestigious job.
Right.
Now, there are a lot of guys who will hire you for cash for, maybe your $15 an hour. You might get, in there, but just be prepared to commit to something less. It's a lot harder. Anything with the internet, it's really hard to get paid, Yeah. Yeah, that's the bottom line. It's really hard to get paid, and as soon as you're connected to a bank account, if you're like, I'll set up all my Amazon A store and your online business, and it's just making money for yourself, well, one, you should call me and tell me about how the hell you got that to work. I sure as hell haven't figured it out. But you have something like that, it's still too risky to be getting your funds out.
Yeah,
even if you have your friends collecting it for you, then you have somebody who knows. There's always a connection and a link.
Right.
That's going to draw back to you.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Now, if you really want to get into it, get a house, get a job, do all that stuff, find somebody that's got their name on the phone records, on the phone bill, and on the utility bill.
Be the roommate.
Because if you're going to look up, if you want to find anybody, it's not difficult.
All right.
As long as they pay bills,
yeah.
you can find out where they live and what their phone number is.
So if I paid you cash and became your roommate, then I might be able to live in a regular house and,
Mm-hmm.
John lives upstairs and pays me $300 a month to have that back room.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the scenario for him.
Right. Now, I did a little bit of research trying to track people down. People I've known throughout my life. See how difficult it is? It turns out not very difficult at all.
Really? Okay.
I'm not being creepy looking up ex-girlfriends and stuff like that.
I'm seeing
But I did look up a few people.
Okay.
And believe it or not, you're one of the most difficult people to find.
Yeah?
I couldn't find you. I found a couple of people with your first and last name, but
not me.
Not you.
And that's, I don't have my right name on the Facebook and, different things.
Yep.
Turns out the podcast, not quite the right name, and,
Yep.
A lot of things.
I tried to do the same thing. Girlfriend, difficult to find.
Nice.
And, but I think once you get into it, I wasn't all into...
But you were easy to find?
Spending money. Kind of. But, it's also a benefit that I know my name and where I live.
Yeah.
And all those other things, so I can be like, yeah, that's right. Because there was about 30 people that matched the description I put in there.
Right.
Yeah. And I just happen to know what town I live in and all those things.
Right, and narrow it down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we've found employment, or we're living off the land, one or the other. We got rid of our credit cards, because all that stuff is traceable to the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another thing is they figured out that simple infractions are usually where you come into contact with the law and you have these problems. So back in New York City, about, a lot of years ago, 15, 10 maybe, Giuliani, so 10, 15, I don't know, started cracking down on crime, and they had the turnstile hoppers. And they said, what we need to do is we need to set up an on-site police station. They set up a little office down in the subway, and anybody who hopped the turnstile, they'd grab them, and they'd run their info. And it turned out they were getting all kinds of people with warrants and, all these things, because it turns out those are the people
that hop
turnstiles. And it turned out they would catch all these people through simple checking the basics, and that was one of the huge things. And honestly, that's where people mess up. I think we did mention it in the other podcast about the Oklahoma City bomber, McVeigh getting caught.
I don't know about that, but I know he was trying to get his deposit back for the truck he blew up.
Well, that, and then the other guy, there was something with his license plates. He had used different license plates when they went and did it. Then when he went to leave, he didn't swap one of them back. Like, he switched the front one and he left the back one off. And got pulled over like 2 states away or whatever. But it's stupid shit like that does you in. You got to be paying attention. And I think you really need to believe your new identity. You need to, become who you are.
Right.
And I don't think you need to worry as much about fake IDs and this and that. I think you're making a mistake, because all that stuff gets seen through. I am hearing more and more about college kids with fake IDs they're getting in the mail from China.
Oh, yeah?
They're sending, your digital picture to China. China sends them back, and they have these barcode readers for the bars now.
Yeah.
Where they can take your license and scan it, and it tells you if it's real. And the ones from China are doing that.
And
they scan, and if the police scan it, all your info comes up, and it will even show your fake age and your fake whatever comes up with your fake ID.
That's
and the cops
impressive. I didn't know
can't tell
about
the
this.
A girl that I know who's a bartender was telling me this. And she's like, we're getting in trouble for accepting fake IDs, but there's no way to tell. The cops can't tell if they're fake or not. And she was telling me the whole background, and I guess, that China's making them. And so that's maybe an option. I think you're dancing on glass, drawing more attention to yourself.
Yeah, I think so too.
The crimes are, your level of being a criminal. Now, the one thing I do see a concern about is the IRS. The IRS gets concerned when you're paying them $50,000, taxes on $50,000 every year, and then now you're not.
Mm-hmm.
They start to panic when their money's not coming in. I'm not really sure what the answer is, where to take that one.
In my experience with that is if you're not making a lot of money and sending them a lot of money, they're not concerned about you.
Yeah, so do we not make a lot of money?
Well, I went from making $60,000 a year to making $0 a year, according to the IRS, for, I don't know, a couple years.
And they were good with that.
And they never.
What the hell kind of freeloader are you? That you think you could just go through life without making any money, you non-tax paying freaking.
Well, I just didn't. I mean, that's kind of how it works.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's all good. So all right. So it is possible, and I'm sure there's bigger fish that they need to be worrying about.
Yeah, I would be very careful about the fake IDs and the fake stuff.
But definitely don't have W-2s getting mailed to you that aren't turned in.
Yeah,
you need to close out that last year and have it handled. Even if you, kind of file in advance, set it up with an accountant, say, look, here's my last thing. I can have my W-2s forwarded to you. I need you to file this for me. Here's your money, whatever. You got to do something because leaving things up in the air, that's going to bring the attention.
Leaving untied ends is how you get in trouble. Now another.
You might have to finish out your cell phone contract. I don't
They're
know.
pretty scary, man. I'd mess around with the IRS,
trying to track your ass down.
Yeah, so you see they're about boycotting Verizon all over the place now.
Damn, yeah.
I was in a completely different state. They're doing the same thing out there, picketing and all that. But another idea, if you don't want to live in the woods and work for $14 an hour with a bunch of guys who don't speak English.
The oil rig?
I would say Patagonia. There's a lot of places on this planet where there's not a whole lot of, tracking going on. France and Mexico don't have extradition laws to the United States.
All right.
A lot of countries.
Yeah, but there's French people in France.
Well, I thought about moving down south once, and it was the same sort of thing.
Yeah,
There's Southerners down there.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I mean, nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect.
All right. Now you're offending half our audience.
Yep. Well, hey, I live in New York. It's just as bad here. That's why I was planning on moving down south.
Yeah. It's So, all right. I think that is about it. We've bored these people enough.
All right.
Are they bored? I don't know. Oh, the other thing I was going to tell you. Got to get rid of the cars because you got to remember they all have the license plate readers now. More and more towns have the cops where they're scanning license plates. Same thing.
Yep.
All the cars that drive by, they're just scanning them. And when they go to search you, it's just one more motivation to ditch the car. Cause
and that's
can bite you in the ass.
One of the rules about everything is when you're dealing with a situation like that, don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. I know a guy.
The heated arguments at the bar aren't the way to go?
Yeah, no, I know a guy that keeps getting, he's a lawyer, and he keeps getting the same guy in there.
Yeah.
And what happens, the guy's a homeless guy, and he's, a little bit crazy.
Sure.
And he goes into businesses and acts up. They call the police. They drag him out and try and send him on his way, but he won't let it go. And then, so they arrest him, they find drugs on him, and then he's in prison for a year. And it's the same thing. If you just walked away, he would have been fine.
Right.
But don't start problems.
No.
Just let it go. Let it go.
No. I did hear a story recently of somebody getting a DUI, and apparently they did the little sobriety check without a breathalyzer, just ask you the questions or wave their finger in your face, whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
And the cop said something, whatever, I don't know what he said. But apparently the drinking person felt the need to correct him on which amendments the Miranda rights come from, and where he needs to read the Constitution. And then mysteriously they took the check a little further, and it didn't work out the second time.
Oh, really?
Maybe
being an asshole to cops isn't a good idea?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew? All right. So with that said, stay safe. Maybe think about taking your patriotism to the next level and disappear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that works.
Think about how you can listen to our podcast when you're in the bush.
There you go. That's the ending I'm looking for. So think about how when you're off the grid, you're going to get your Survival and Prepping Badass podcast. And otherwise, stay safe, and we will see you next week.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.